Spoiler breakdown, One Piece Chapter 1153, The Birth of Loki. Chapter title, The Birth of Loki. The main focus of this chapter is on the origins of Prince Loki, long regarded as the abandoned prince of Elbaf. From the very moment he was born, Loki was thrown into the infernal realm of Helheim by his own mother, for reasons still shrouded in mystery, setting the stage for a tragic fate. Book cover story, Yamato's journey. Continuing the side story, we follow Yamato, descendant of Kaido, in chapter 37 of her journey through Wano. After gifting a Kasa hat to Kawamatsu, the new lord of Hakumai, Yamato ventures into the snowy region of Ringo, now governed by Kiku. This isn't too surprising, as Ringo is where Odin first encountered Izo and Kiku, and also where both Izo and Ashura now rest in peace. A heartfelt nod to the past, full of emotional weight. Alden, main story, King Harold's flashback. Chapter 1153 picks up right where the last one left off, plunging us 14 years into the past through a powerful flashback of King Harold. We witness the moment Harold meets Ida, a giant woman imprisoned in a circus. Moved by compassion, Harold flies into a rage and destroys the entire town to free her. But in a surprising twist, Ida scolds him, revealing she stayed there by choice, repaying the people who once took her in. But in a surprising twist, Ida scolds him, revealing she stayed there by choice, repaying the people who once took her in. Ida's selflessness deeply touches Harold. He falls in love and brings her back to Elbaf. Under Harold's leadership, the kingdom begins shifting towards peace and modernization, building alliances with the outside world. Their love eventually bears fruit, a son named Harudin, who becomes a symbol of hope for Elbaf. But their happiness is short-lived. The Elbaf elders reject Harold and Ida's union, since Ida lacks pure giant lineage. They force Harold to marry Estrid, a full-blooded Elbaf giant known for her deep belief in prophecies and superstitions. Years later, Estrid gives birth to Loki, a child with mysterious cat-like eyes, evoking an aura of the supernatural. Obsessed with omens, Estrid becomes consumed by fear, eventually casting Loki into Helheim, reminiscent of Greek mythology, where Hera cast Hephaestus from Mount Olympus due to his appearance. Sun, final scene, Loki's rise from Helheim. The chapter closes with a striking image, Prince Loki rising from the shadows of Helheim, surrounded by terrifying beasts, the very same creatures that appeared during his confrontation with Emperor Luffy. With unwavering resolve, Loki begins climbing out of the abyss, heading back toward the castle, setting the stage for intense developments in upcoming chapters. Alden, break next week. Unfortunately, One Piece will be on break next week, so there won't be a new chapter. Let's all be patient as we wait for what's coming next. Alden, bonus analysis, Haki and Hadrudin's secret. Recent chapters of One Piece have been nothing short of explosive. In the Egghead arc, Oda showcased Imu's terrifying power, manipulating the Holy Knights themselves. In chapter 1152, we shifted back to the group of Luffy and Loki in Helheim, where Gabin reveals a major truth. Conquerors Haki is the key to defeating the Holy Knights. They're not as immortal as many believed. Within the Straw Hat crew, Zoro has already proven his mastery of Conqueror's Haki by defeating King in Wano. And I believe Sanji, with his tremendous potential, may awaken this Haki very soon. Finally, we get a subtle yet emotional look into the death of King Hadrudin, told through Harold's flashback. It hints at a tragic event that reshaped the fate of Elbaf forever. That's it for today's deep dive into One Piece Chapter 1153. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with fellow fans. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, especially about Prince Loki's potential as a Straw Hat and the mystery of his origin. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. One Piece Chapter 1153 predictions, a deep dive into the next chapter's explosive potential. Based on the dramatic developments of One Piece Chapter 1152 and related insights from various sources, we can make some in-depth predictions about the upcoming Chapter 1153. With its title yet to be revealed, the new chapter promises to delve deeper into Elbaf's historical secrets, showcase the Straw Hat's power growth, and shed light on the roles of key figures like Shanks, Loki, and Skapar Gaban. Below is a detailed analysis and forecast of what might unfold in Chapter 1153. Predictions for Chapter 1153. 1. Continuing the Day of Destiny flashback. Chapter 1152 unveiled part of the truth behind King Harold's death and cleared Loki's name, but many details remain shrouded in mystery. Chapter 1153 could extend Gaban's flashback, diving deeper into why the royal guards betrayed King Harold. Possible scenarios include world government's involvement. The flashback might reveal that the world government or even a shadowy figure like Emu manipulated the guards into assassinating Harold. This could stem from Harold refusing a demand such as handing over an ancient weapon, possibly Uranus, given Elbaf's ties to ancient secrets. Connection to Rock's DX, Zebek. Since Loki idolizes rocks, the chapter might disclose more about Elbaf's relationship with the legendary Rocks pirates. Perhaps Harold once allied with rocks in a plot against the world government, triggering internal betrayal. Luffy and Conquerors Haki, a new breakthrough. Gaban emphasized that to defeat the Holy Knights, Luffy must elevate his Conquerors Haki to a level far beyond what he used against Kaido and Kizaru. Chapter 1153 could focus on Luffy beginning this training or receiving specific guidance from Gaban. New Haki technique. As Roger's former right-hand man, Gaban might teach Luffy a unique Conqueror's Haki technique, akin to how Rayleigh trains Luffy in Sabaody. This could involve merging Conqueror's Haki with Luffy's Nika Devil Fruit, unlocking a new form of power, perhaps amplifying Nika's freedom to break the Holy Knight's physical limits. Real-world test. Luffy might face a Holy Knight or another formidable foe, like Gonko mentioned in prior spoilers, to test his Haki. This battle could mark a turning point in Luffy's understanding of his potential as Joy Boy. Zoro's Swordsman Journey. Zoro's confirmed possession of Conqueror's Haki was a major highlight in Chapter 1152. Chapter 1153 could explore this further. Zoro's Awakening. Gaban might clarify how Zoro unknowingly unleashed Conqueror's Haki during the battle at Oris Plaza. A brief flashback could show past moments where Zoro tapped into this power, like against King or Kaido and Wano. Guidance from Gaban. As a former Roger pirate, Gaban could mentor Zoro on controlling and enhancing his Conqueror's Haki, bringing him closer to surpassing Mihawk. Zoro might face a challenge, such as dueling a giant warrior or a holy knight in Elbaf. Sword Secrets. The chapter could reveal more about the connection between Zoro's Conqueror's Haki and his legendary swords, especially Enma. Enma might react uniquely when Zoro uses Conqueror's Haki, unlocking a new sword technique. Sanji's unique path. While Sanji hasn't been confirmed to have Conqueror's Haki, his confidence in Chapter 1152 suggests Oda may have a big surprise in store. In Chapter 1153, we might see Sanji's Special Flames. Instead of Conqueror's Haki, Sanji could develop a new flame-based ability, as Gaban hinted at a fire that never fades. This might tie into his Vinsmoke scientific heritage, combined with his strong will, creating flames capable of harming Holy Knights in a unique way. Clash with Gonku. Some sources speculate Sanji will have a key fight in Elbaf, possibly against the mysterious Gonku. This battle could showcase Sanji's role as not just a chef, but a top-tier fighter in the Straw Hats. Shanks and the Celestial Dragon mark mystery. Shanks' appearance at the end of Chapter 1152 with a strange tattoo on his left arm sparked theories about his ties to the world government. Chapter 1153 could dig deeper into this enigma. Shanks' past. The flashback might reveal why Shanks bore a mark resembling the Celestial Dragons and why he allowed a Sea King to bite off his left arm. Perhaps Shanks was once part of a larger world government scheme but betrayed them to forge his own path, similar to his refusal to team up with Buggy. Fateful meeting. Shanks could encounter Luffy or Loki in Elbaf, leading to a pivotal conversation. This might clarify Shanks' role in the broader story, particularly his connection to Joy Boy or Nika. Some fans on X predict Shanks will drop a bombshell about the One Piece treasure or Emu. Gabon's risk of demonization. Some web sources suggest Gabon is at risk of demonization after being struck by 3 arrows from Ganku, leaving him in critical condition. Chapter 1153 could explore this demonization. Gabon might reveal that demonization is a state induced by Emu or the Holy Knights, akin to the Mink tribe's Sulong form, but far deadlier, costing the victim's lifespan. Chopper, with his medical expertise, could begin researching a cure for this demon virus, setting up a bigger role for him in the Elbaf arc. Gabon's sacrifice. If Gabon is demonized, he might sacrifice himself to protect Luffy and the Straw Hats, leaving behind a vital lesson about willpower and the Roger Pirate's legacy. Loki and an alliance with the Straw Hats. Though Loki declined to join the Straw Hats in Chapter 1152, Chapter 1153 could show him gaining respect for Luffy after witnessing his determination to save Elbaf. Some X-posts predict Loki will become a temporary ally, aiding the Straw Hats against the Holy Knights and world government. Loki's key secret. Based on prior spoilers, the key to unlocking Loki's chains may have been stolen by Ganku or another figure. Chapter 1153 could center on the Straw Hats' quest to retrieve this key, leading to a clash with the Divine Knights. Emu and the Shadow of Evil. Some sources speculate Chapter 1153 will reveal more about Emu's powers, possibly tied to a devil fruit or demon virus. Emu might appear indirectly through a proclamation or action, like using Conquerors' haki to exert pressure on Elbaf from afar. Some X-fans even predict a Luffy-Emu confrontation, even if it's just a stare-down via observation haki. Conclusion. One Piece Chapter 1153 promises to be an emotionally charged and action-packed chapter, blending intense battles, historical secrets, and character growth. Oda is likely to drop more jaw-dropping twists, especially regarding Shanks and Emu. Fans, brace yourselves for the next epic installment. If new spoilers or info surface, I'll update ASAP. What do you think of these predictions? Share your thoughts. Hey One Piece fans, welcome back to Zozo Anime, your go-to spot for piping hot One Piece Chapter 1152 updates, where we dissect the mind-blowing twists, earth-shattering secrets, and moments that have fans on the edge of their seats. After a brief break, Oda-sensei returns with a chapter that sets the fandom ablaze. From the revelations of Scoper Gabon, the legendary right-hand man of Pirate King Gold D. Roger, to pivotal moments in Luffy and the Straw Hats' journey, this chapter is packed with shocks that will leave you speechless. Let's dive into this thrilling pirate world.